up, guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and the next review I want to do for you is the DC Universe Classics Club Infinite Earth's Matty Collector Subscription Exclusive Poison Ivy. She stands, standard height, 6 inches tall, just about. For the female figures, that's pretty much normal. This one generated a lot of buzz. People were really excited for this figure. I was kind of one of those people, not because I like female figures in particular, but because I like Batman, and this is a Batman character, so it was nice to get another Batman villain in plastic form. The figure itself, at first glance, looks pretty good, but the quality control is not the best. I have black spots on the torso, and the paint on her green area at the top there is kind of not the best. And the other ones I've seen, another one I got for a buddy of mine, was just in horrible condition. So overall, not the best quality control, but beside that, it's not a terrible figure. The face paintwork is pretty solid, nothing really to complain about there. The hair paintwork is really good. If you look, there's a lot of shading and dry brushing, and the leaves are painted fairly well. And that's really it. The only other paintwork on her is her chest is actually painted because it's molded in this green plastic, and that's why there's kind of some problems where the two colors meet. And then the toenails, which they're not supposed to be that color, but that's okay, I guess. She's a little bit loose in the hips, but it's not terrible. Standard articulation, the head's on a swivel and it looks up and down. Of course, the swivel is fairly limited due to the hair, but you can pretty much get it to go where you need to. Standard ball disc shoulders with a bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, and then wrist rotation, wrist swivel built in. Just 2 fist hands for her. She has this diaphragm swivel, which is very, very limited. It barely works at all. You can get a little bit of rotation out of it, but not much, and there's no sliding side to side or front to back. The hips are like most of the DC Universe females, where it's basically the same as the male, but you can't see it, so it goes forward and back, and then it does go out to the side as well. She has a thigh swivel right there, single jointed knee, and single jointed ankle. Now, she has all these removable little leaf vine things, which is okay, I guess. They just don't really fit that well. They don't stay on very well. You need to find a good spot for them, and they'll kind of stay in place, some of them. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. This one's way too big for her arm. And I assume, depending on your figure, it might be tighter, it might be looser, it depends. So that one has to go up on her elbow. This one stays in place fairly well at the wrist. But either way, it could have been a little bit better. And the design overall could have been a little bit more intricate, I think. But overall, it's a decent figure, and I do recommend it. One of my biggest gripes, and it's not a huge thing, but it is something to note, is her entire back has the trademark and copyright stuff on it. So I really don't care for that. I know it's going to be hidden by the hair, but it's just DC keeps stamping the figures, or Mattel keeps stamping the figures in pretty obvious and conspicuous locations, so it's not the best. One last thing to note is that the plastic, anywhere it's molded, like her legs, her arms, and her head, everything that's the skin color except for the top of her chest there, is in a semi-translucent plastic. It's not glow in the dark, but it does look a little iridescent due to being, it lets light come through it just a little bit, not a lot, and there is shading on it, so it kind of brings the figure to life, so to speak. So that's kind of a nice touch, and I am overall happy with the figure, and I do recommend it. Even if you have to go through eBay to get it, you probably should if you're a Batman fan or a DC fan. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for some more video reviews and other cool stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.